needed a fart and you probably didn't hear that. Welcome back to my YouTube video. Today we're going through Oktagon 62, which apparently is going to be breaking the attendance record of 60,000 spectacular fans in the audience, just like you, watching this YouTube channel. Hopefully 60,000 of you watch. Anyway, as always, I'm going to give my predictions on the fight along with my betting picks. Remember, I'm not the financial advisor, and I don't advise to bet, but yes. Anyway, yeah. It's just entertainment. Don't take it seriously, right? Don't bet your whole house on what I'm actually saying. Please don't. If you're going to do that, make sure, and you win, make sure you buy me a box of Jaffa Cakes. Thank you. And we're also going to dive in deeper to some of the fights that I am interested in. So without further ado, let's unleash the force. Coming in with what could be a boring fight, but also 50-50 could be a banger. We could see a quick finish. Yeah, the three prelims start off with Dennis Elibi, I always butcher everyone's names, sorry, versus Michael Diega Shukta. The guy with the bald head, who's always angry. Every time I see him, he's always angry. I don't know why. Dennis is 6-1 and he's coming off a win against another Dennis. Battle of the Dennises last time. But he won by TKO, so that looks promising. Michael, however, is coming off a 2-fight win streak with 1 TKO and 1 pretty crazy left hook, which I saw live, which was pretty good. Both from Germany, so this is probably going to be a great crowd starter. I must add, Michael is 38, so he's pushing on later in his career. As with Dennis, he's just coming into his prime. Michael does have the height and reach, and he does have knockout power. I believe if he's going to win this fight, it's not going to be by decision. It's going to be by KO. I feel like he's too stiff, and as the fight goes on, he's just going to get tired and look a bit too stuck in the mud. Whereas with Dennis, I feel like he can grind out a victory. You know, he can mix it up and grind out a victory. I don't really see him knocking out Michael, even though it can happen, right? If it goes in this shootout, especially early, somebody's going down early. Probably in this fight. That's maybe one of the betting picks. But if I had to be a betting man, I'm betting this goes all the way, and I'm going with Denise. And next we got Hanifa Crybaby Nafuku. I shouldn't really call him that. I thought he was dropped from Oktagon, but clearly he's back in. Versus the surgeon Alarijan, butchering the name, Tapoloja. Both from Germany. Again, it's going to be a great bar burner for the fans. The fans are probably very looking forward to the first 2 fights already, because it's German. Hey, let's go. Nafuku is 9-1, being in a tip spot game changer, losing to Pedrag, and then coming back and beating one of my former foes, Goga Tachuri. He has very good ground skills, but the stand-up fight with Nafuka is missing. And that leads me on to Tapolaja. That's how you say his name? Tapolaja. He is very quick on the feet, very wild on the feet, and can wrap up some submissions. So I don't think he's a total bum on the ground, but he's not at Nafuka's level. So this is going to be a very interesting fight. He's also undefeated, and that also can be a plus. It can kind of give you that feeling of invincibility. And as we've seen with Nafuka in the past, if you get in his mind, you really shake him off his whole game. So could we see that in effect with the big German crowd on the feet? There's going to be a lot of disparity, and I do see Nafuka getting knocked out on this one. So I'm betting 2nd round KO, but if Nafuka's going to win, he's going to sub him. He's going to absolutely maul him on the ground. Don't sleep on Nafuka on the floor. On the feet, he's getting knocked out. All right, that's it. Yeah, he's getting knocked out. He's getting knocked out. I'm going with that one. He's getting knocked out. Tabori's taking him out round 1. Because Nafuka's stand-up is dead. Next up in the prelims, we got a banger between my G, Pavalanga, and my even bigger G, Will Fury. I am so excited about this fight, and if you are not excited about this fight, get to fucking know. If you don't know, now you fucking know. Why am I advertising this fucking thing like I'm fucking Dana White and that? Come on, cuz, I'm just gassed about this fight. I think this fight is an absolute banger and should really be higher up in the cards. But I'm not the guy that makes all these fights and makes all these cards, but it is what it is. Pavalanga has got a chin of granite. Mama took so much shots in his last fight. It's so weird that he got knocked out by Carlos Vermola. It just shows how hard Carlos Vermola hits to take him out that quick, just starched him. But then his last fight, Manman's was like, bang, shots were bouncing off his head, and he come back to get the victory. I watched it there live. It was crazy. Manman just looks like a big hitman. You know, hitman, just more of a nutter of a hitman. But somebody that would make Pavel Langa look normal in the world of nutteriness is Will Fury. Will fucking Fury. He's crazy. Now, how do I see this fight going? I feel like Will Fury has got more in his arsenal. What I mean by that is he can strike and he can grapple in the level respective things with the two of the opponents, right? I feel like Will Fury has the dog in him, but so does Pavel Langa. It's going to be a freaking crazy fight. But in my opinion, I feel like Will Fury is levels above when it comes to the IQ of the game. And I think that's how he's going to win. And Will just tease off on him, boom, 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 takes him down, tease off him, takes him down, boom, boom, smashing grass and all that sort of stuff. Will just wants to eat you. So I feel like Will is going to get this fight done predominantly. I feel like I'm going to see a TKO here. I'm going to go with a TKO by Will. But don't be surprised if this goes to full 3 rounds, in my opinion, because Pavel Langa's got a chin like a... It probably might break Will's hand again. Sorry, Will. I don't want to wish that upon you. Next up, we got 2 young, hungry killers in the building. We've got Makhachev versus James Hendon. I didn't know this. I thought James Hendon was from England, but he's actually born in Germany. So the crowd's probably going to go wild for him. But the crowd might go wild for Makhachev too, because he seems to be one of the favorites in Oktagon, unlike myself. In my opinion, Makhachev is where he's supposed to be. As a lightweight, he was very undersized. And I did see him and I was like, you know, not judging a book by its cover, but I was like, damn boy, yo, you come against me, shit. Or you come against Paradis, then you, just by default, just by the length of our body, we could be half the skill as you, but it's just gonna be a madness. I feel like, you know, being down at featherweight is his place. He's going to perform a lot better down there. We're going to still see better performance from him. And he's still only young. And that brings me on to James Hendon. He's still young too. Getting some good wins in Cage Warriors and his last win in Oktagon. But he seems more of a grappler. Makhachev just can do it all a little bit more better than James Hendon, in my opinion. And I feel like Makon's just going to grind him out, grind out a decision and get this win pretty convincingly. Makov maybe can knock him out at some point, but I feel like James Hendon, at least, you know, he's decent on the ground, but I feel like Makhachev, in my opinion, is going to be a little bit better, a bit more smoother, a bit more faster on the ground. The way he dealt with Makwan was pretty nice. Decision victory to Makwan. Then topping the prelims, we got a title fight. Katharina versus Marie Martin. On paper, Katharina should blow through this woman. She's gone on a skid in the UFC, come down to Oktagon, you know, got some loss and win. Katharina's a savage. She's savage, and I feel like she gets through this opponent, she goes to the UFC. And I feel like that's what's been set up here. You know, matchmakers are playing it very nicely, and they want another Oktagon person to be in the UFC, and that's probably what's going to be happening. So I'm just going straight. I'm not going to go into this one too much. I think Katharina wins this by however the fuck she wants. Then moving on to the main card, I know I've done every single fight so far, but I'm going to skip a few because this video is getting way too long. I wanted to keep it nice and short and sweet. But yeah, but I'm not going to skip Matt Holzer. I'm a guy that loves walkouts. And what walkout is Matt's going to be doing next? We don't know. If you know what walkout is going to be doing next, predict below, comment in the comment section below. Tell me what walkout Max is going to be doing. And if you get it right, I'll give you a virtual box of Jaffa Cakes. Also hit the thumbs up, it really helps the channel, thank you. Also my pick for this fight is Max Holzer. I feel like they've given him an opponent, like he's kind of just gifted from outside. I haven't really checked him out too much, but from the skill on paper, his record, just looks like, yeah, give me an opponent. Moving on to the next fight I'm interested in is Nico Samozidis, butchered the last name again, versus Daniel Torres, another former Tipsport game changer. There's so many former Tipsport game changer fights in here. Would have been cool if I was on it. Anyway, a guy that can do it all versus a guy that is very powerful. He can do it. Actually, no. I'd say he's got a hole in his ground game. But he's a savage on the feet. You know, like karate, Lyoto Machida. That's Daniel Torres I'm talking about. And I feel down at featherweight, whoo, Daniel Torres is going to be powerful. He's going to be strong. He's going to be lethal and fast. And the last time that Nico faced somebody that's powerful, strong, and fast, he got knocked out. Whoo, damn, real quick. Obviously, Lozen creator, he is in the Tip Sport Game Changer finals. So he shows just how much of a savage he is. I was having a good fight with him up until the point where he threw a kick and then boom, got countered nicely. And that's something that Daniel Torres does. Daniel Torres does like to lay back and counter, and he does have quick counters, and he does come fast with furious punches. But I don't feel like Nico is a bum on the feet. You know, he can do it all. He can mix it around everywhere. Does he get this down to the floor and able to submit Daniel Torres? I don't think so, but if it does stay on the feet and it's a kickboxing exchange or karate exchange or however you want to points fighting, I feel like Daniel Torres just runs away with this one, and we're going with a decision to Daniel Torres. Then moving on to the last two fights that I'm going to cover today is Patrick Kinsel versus Krem Engzikuk. I should just give up. I should give up saying people's names. Kinsel is very experienced with 28-10 record. Karim is on fire, winning his last 5 fights all by stoppage, submission, KOs, TKOs, you name it. The man from Turkey is in his prime and he's looking savage. And that's why the community thinks that Karim is going to be winning this one. But I kind of disagree. I feel like Kinsel is going to be able to pull this one out of the bag. I've seen him in very bad situations, and he always knows how to strategically win fights. I feel like he's going to be more intelligent than Karim, and Karim's going to maybe try and knock him out, but Kinsel's hard to finish. Kinsel's very hard to finish, as we've seen in his last few fights. At 35, he's still in his prime, still got it, you know, so he's going to be able to take shots, and he's going to be able to tick it down to the floor and really just work, you know, grind out the fight. And I feel like a decision's going to Kinsel. So I'm going against the community on this one, and I'm going with Patrick Kinsel to win by decision, or could even be submission. Then moving on to the king of Germany, Christian Ekelen versus Christian Jungwirth, the battle of the Christians. Oh man, this is such a fun fight. I will definitely be tuning in to watch this one, because I remember seeing Christian Ekelen live. The crowd was nuts. It was like a movie. At that point, I was like, damn, what is wrong with England? Why don't England get like back their fighters like that, really? You know what I mean? Like, in fact, actually, I've seen them do that to some boxers. But what I'm saying is people even at my level, right? Like say Christian Ekelen, for instance, I feel like I've got not way better skills, but I'm more of a skilled MMA fighter than Christian Ekelen. But he's just so freaking popular, you know? And same with Christian Jungwirth, like it's just, yeah, I guess they're just more likable characters. Anyway, I digress. I'm playing with this thing that my cat was eating. These guys are going to put on a barn burner of a fight. And the last Christian Ekelen fight I watched, I was gassed when he was fighting boars. It was like, I was like, ah, God! And go check out the vlog if you want to see that last time that I went to Oktagon in Germany, watching Christian Ekelen. It's up here right now. It's a fun watch. For this fight, all the stats are very similar. They're both like 5'11" or something like that. Is that right? Yeah, they're both like the same height. They're both the same height. I wouldn't be surprised if they've both got the same reach. They're both the same age. Stylistically, I would say Christian Ekelen is a little bit more smoother, a more smoother operator when it comes to MMA. But Christian Jungwirth is just a juggernaut, bro. Christian Jungwirth is a juggernaut. My man is, if I could depict him as any character, he's that geezer that's just in the film, like, with a big thing. My man's juggernaut. My man is juggernaut. So you get around his neck, he's standing up, he's ripping your arm off, you box him in the head, he's stopping it with his hand, twisting it, boom. So Christian Ekelen is gonna have to go through the fire to beat this guy. But in my opinion, I reckon he can get it done. It's a 50-50 fight in my head. But I feel like Christian just, oh my God, they're both called Christian. I feel like Ekelen just edges it. And I'd be rooting for Ekelen on this fight. I feel like he's going to win. And it's going to be maybe one of those fights of the year. Because it's not going to be a straightforward fight. It's going to be a back and forth slugfest. Let's see who drops. I think they're both going to maybe drop at some point, but I feel like Ekelund just moves more smoother for me. He's more of a smoother operator, and that could be the deciding factor in this fight. But anyway, guys, that is my predictions for Oktagon 62. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video. If you disagree with any of my picks, then let me know with angry faces in the comment section below. Also, I'll be watching these fights live on Twitch, so hit in the link below. Thank you so much, and may the force be with you. The power!